Hi guys, Retro Trek Ralph here. Another Star Trek Ships of the Line calendar review. This time it's 2002 edition. Let's start off with the front cover. It's like the Enterprise E, the Sovereign class, flying past the moon of, don't know. Doesn't look very crater marked, the moon, but very smooth as well at the same time. So they look like very old craters. All just in this like a browny sort of sepia sort of colour. Very different, very nice. So let's get into this one. We have different layout this time, so this is going to be a little awkward. We have the January. Show you the artwork. You know about that calendar anyway. Let's show the artwork of this one. Right, that's Worker B and a man on the back end of the Enterprise D looking forward with the port side of the ship. Lovely artwork on this. The light of the sun rising, reflecting over all the panels on the port aft quarter of the Enterprise D, or possibly Galaxy class. Not sure you can see any registration numbers anywhere, but I'm sure it's probably the Enterprise D. We've got on the bottom on here, it says a repair crew chief takes a break and enjoys a sunrise from the hull of the USS Galaxy. Okay, crewman Lee Stringer. So yeah, it is a Galaxy class, but it ain't the Enterprise. So let's go over to February now. Looks like the Defiant flying through a lot of rings. We'll say an onslaught of micrometeorite collisions test the hull integrity of the Starship Defiant before it is brought into service. I think they're saying that Ensign Michael Gabdois. I think that must be an artist or something like that. I don't know what planet that is. Possibly he's a gas giant. Possibly Saturn, but I don't know. I wouldn't put money on that being Saturn. It looks very much like it's just out of focus, out of tune or something, but that's obviously micrometeorites trying to cope with this. Lovely shape. Lovely design on these. Yeah, and we have what I think is a classic Enterprise picture. The newly refitted Enterprise 1701 makes its way through the outer layers of the thick biomechanical cloud leading into the heart of Vija. I do love this model of the Enterprise, the refit Constitution class. There's something about the classic Enterprise which is amazing, but there's something about this refit which really just screamed at me. I love all the detail and the add-ons, and the lighting of this ship is amazing. Even these down the main deflector dish, these thrusters are all the way around it. It's a lovely ship to make and a lovely ship to model. But 1701. Do love that ship. Shame you never get to see much of it. I mean, you get to see the Mirandas and the science vessels, but you never get to see this in any other iteration apart from the first 6 films. So, yeah, we have a lot of worker bees. Hangar 06 at Utopia Planitia. Moments before the construction crew arrives. They're obviously all worker bees. I think there may be... Oh, shall I put a guess on this as the Next Generation era worker bees? And I wouldn't think they are original series worker bees, but they might have kept them. Actually, no, they are original series. Yeah, because they're pointed front. The ones they had for the Next Gen, which you never really saw, were more rounded dome on the front. Yeah, so the original series. 007 there. 013, I'm looking for some. 201. 123, 666. So they're obviously 101. Play on numbers on some of this lot. Yeah. Something you never really saw much of the worker bees except for the first film. Now look at that one. That's got to be a Galaxy class as a framework. Seen through it all. A rare quiet moment during the construction of the USS Enterprise 1701D over Utopia, Polynesia. Wow. A lovely little, showing all of the actual superstructure of the ship that was built. Very different, very, very different from me there. Really good. Right, let's get on to the next month now. June. Wow. 3-minute exposure captures business as usual at a space dock. As you can see, a space dock there, and he's waiting to dock. So he's had to wait while Galaxy class comes past, warps through, comes out and warps out the system. And the ship flying past. It's amazing, the colours on these. Really good. Yeah. Some lovely artwork. Some lovely imagination on these, just to come out with the idea of this. Just absolutely ridiculous. Like, you'd think that you'd do something like this as in your imagination, but to actually put it down in computers, it's just absolutely amazes me, this. And then we have, turn it around, black and white photo of the where are we? The USS that will be the Challenger. USS Challenger. NC whatever, don't know the number, but actually that's not. That's the right sheet. CHALLE, that is Challenger, but on the back of there it says Enterprise. Ah, nothing there. Says Enterprise as well. That's a bit of a cheat. Oh, with the Enterprise E down there anyway, but yeah, I wonder if he didn't realise he'd done that. The artist on this. Obviously they're still flogging the Unseen Frontier book, what they were doing. Coming in 2002. Wow, that seems such a long time ago. But yeah. Yeah, I only just noticed that. It took me, what's this, 2002 edition, didn't only notice this 16 years too late. Like over a planet with a big gas, not gas giant, a lot of weather patterns on there, a lot of storms going off. Yeah, right. Let's get into July now, shall we? Got back round to the right way round. Bit of a problem this way, but hey ho. Looks like the Delta Flyer there, going into a Borg node. Intent on stopping 7 of 9 from rejoining the collective, a small team quietly pilots the Delta Flyer through the massive Borg Unicomplex. That'll be the Unicomplex 0 episodes of Voyager at the end of the 5th series, 6th series. Yeah. Some really oddball designs with the Borg. You could do what you want apparently, but I'd have thought they would be more of a build the same thing all the time sort of ship. Just be as square as possible, as uniform as they possibly could, but without being too obvious. But that's what the designers did. And here we have Romulan Bird-of-Prey for August. This is the final image transmitted by the Neutral Zone Outpost 4. The installation and all hands were lost during an attack by a Romulan Bird-of-Prey on Stardate 1709.2. It was from Starfleet Long Range Sensors. It's obviously where they've fired their weapon and it's about to hit the station. It's all distorted as the phaser bolt, or what the Romulans use as a weapon. The disruptors was just about to hit the station and destroy it. You can see the crest of the Bird of Prey there, the feet underneath. Very, very different looking ship. Very interesting. The original series. We have in September. Looks like a I don't know if they're statues or not, but there's obviously a D7 Klingon battle cruiser crash landed into the planet there. During the Dayar Master Corps, honouring the Dayar Master Corps, his last command, the IKS Kalis, is hurtling into the atmosphere. Its fiery trail is a symbol of the countless victories that have brought honour to the warrior and his vessel. His Corps was one of the original series Klingons. It was obviously his final flight. Crash landed into the planet. Still, again, the imagination on this. This is probably a sunset somewhere on Earth to make it easier to do. And adding all this stuff on top of it, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. October. Okay. Well, it's definitely different. Commander William Duffy captured the colour and light patterns dancing along the surface of the newly refitted Starship Enterprise. The commander calls this a song of light. I'm not really sure it's a song of light. It just looks like the warp engines are at standby mode. He's obviously on the back end of the saucer section. We can see onto the starboard nacelle, looking over onto the port nacelle. Yeah, it does look nice. I do like these. Never realised we've got these green patterns, colour patterns on here. I don't know if it's a thicker material or whatever, but lighting section there. Light up the ship. Really, really nice. Then we have Silent and Abandoned over Omega 4. The sensors of the USS Exeter note the arrival of a sister ship, the USS Enterprise. So that's the Exeter then. You know, a fan series of the Exeter, because I think it was based after this. The crew had completely gone, and they'd obviously taken charge of the ship after a refit. A really good series, some really good budget on the series, some good effects. I think everything had to stop because CBS said no. But that's an argument for a different day. Misty in there, a little bit of like, yeah. Doesn't look anything wrong with the bridge, but it just looks dusty and light coming through. Very nice indeed. And finally, a blurred shot to the Voyager. A shuttle closely follows the USS Voyager as she goes for a Sunday drive soon after a triumphant return from the Delta Quadrant. So what's that, Yosemite? I don't know. She's just going for a fly through the park. And the sunrise, sunset. And just obviously it's an oddball picture, with it being not as crystal clear as what you'd think a digital thing like this would be, but very realistic, that you wouldn't be able to catch it at the speeds it was be flying at. That's a very good picture. Really like that. And back onto the back, which shows the March Enterprise refit. So there you go. It's a 2002 Ships of the Line calendar. So I hope you enjoyed that. I really do like doing these videos, showing lots of artwork from different artists. And yeah, we'll see if we can do more of these. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.